Well, energy field work has been proven to work in many ways, yet people often are still hesitant about it.
It depends on who you're talking to and why. The techniques that I use are Jinshin Jitsu that I can do for myself. I use body code, emotion code, belief code. That is my go-to thing. There's also EFT. There's all kind of things that you can do where you can get help from a practitioner. Some of these things you can do yourself. But the body, as we know, is alive, but it's electromagnetic. And with the electrical system of the nerves, the cellular structure, the atomic structure, that each organ has its own energy field. It goes on and on and on and on. And I'm certainly not adept at explaining that. But I love these techniques. My body code practitioner she would say from years ago, about 10 years ago, she'd say, let's see what works for you. EFT, the tapping, that didn't work for me. I just didn't connect to it. It would help, but I'm like, I don't connect with that. But when she would do this technique for me, it worked. And there are 3 or 4 different other ones that you can learn and do. It's good to stay in touch with yourself when you're doing that. How do you feel? For me, at the end of a body code session, I feel different, enlivened, not enlightened, God knows that, enlivened, and stress is reduced. But that's for me. I've been doing that a very long time. But I think it's a universal thing that when we apply our energy field to an energy field in our bodies, when we help ourselves, that's really a precious thing to be able to do.
It is inspirational that we can do that for ourselves and that we can connect to those different methods and find something that works for you, because there's so many different options.
Yes, and I'm surprised for myself when I am stressed or running around like an idiot that I forget to do that stuff. It's like, okay, Zoli, are you actually getting more out of feeling sorry for yourself? Your adrenal glands are stressed. Are you actually getting more from that than fixing it? It really makes me wonder about my sanity sometimes. Why would you do that? Because we forget we're people. Remember that one? We're just people and we're going to stress. So we get into the habit of doing that. I've gotten into the habit. At night, there's a certain group of prayers that I say to calm myself, to reconnect and refill my spiritual bank account, to be able to connect in that way. But with the Jinshin Jitsu, if I'm watching TV or a video, I'll find that I naturally am holding my fingers. And sometimes I'll be holding one and wonder, why am I holding that one? But it may be fun for you to check that out. And there are many, many different techniques that you can use. And this is us helping ourselves.
We do need to help ourselves a lot more than we tend to. I wonder if you're looking for a practitioner or someone helping to help you help yourself, what is the difference between how we connect our energies to ourselves or with others, if that makes sense?
That's a good question. I use both. With body code, I don't do those techniques myself because I believe, like Christ said, when 2 of you are together there in my name, I'm there. I'm very connected to that, to collaboration, to asking for help, and to have people I know and trust who over the years, God knows they've gotten to know me. I should send them an award or something, but they do. So I think it's trust. And a good thing to do is ask around. Ask your friends, do you use anybody or anything? There are a couple psychics on Etsy that I use repeatedly that are lovely for me. They're all in England, apparently, or I don't know why. Most of my in fact, all of my genetics is the British Isles, so maybe that's it. But there's something about asking your friends, asking who you trust. But I have found the people online just by using my intuition. Ask your guidance for help. And don't expect it just to be in bright lights right in front of you right then. That's the Zoli method. And I'm telling you, it doesn't work. Try to be a little patient and say, send me somebody that can help me with this issue. It may take a little time. I've literally had a book fall out of my bookshelf before. Oh my God. I was in, I have this little museum in our house called the Cabinet of Curiosities. It was my Zoliart office. I outgrew it. It was a bedroom with a full bath for the people who lived here before. But no, no, no. I have to make it a little museum filled with just the most fun things that you can imagine. And maybe we'll show that sometimes in one of the podcasts. It's hysterical. But I was walking through my Cabinet of Curiosities bookshelf area and I'd been wondering about something that I, of course, wanted an answer for immediately. And this book falls out, hit me on the foot. I thought, you little, what the hell are you doing? And of course, I said, okay, now what do I do with this book? Well, the Zoli method is to hold the book and ask the question and then just open it to a certain page. And that works for me. I think my guidance uses that because I'm such an idiot with listening to them sometimes. You want it written? There it is. That took us a lot of effort to pull that out and have it wonky on the foot. But you will have your different methods that work for you. You don't have to tell anybody about it. It can be private, but you might say, for example, when I go to a certain place, I always get an answer. Or there are certain places that aren't good for me. Or when this happens or that happens, I know that I'm getting a key to unlock a door that I've been wondering about. So ask yourself, have it be a fun thing. It can be something that's light and airy. And you can even connect with other people on that too.
Why are we so oblivious to some of these seemingly obvious connections?
Because we're people. We're just people. Why, it's like, why do I expect to be more evolved than I am if I haven't done the work? Well, I don't know how evolved I am or not. Depends on who you ask. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is that I am trying to increase my awareness on a daily basis, and I only do that by noticing places I'm not aware. But we're just people, and we can't expect to have all the answers. We get pressured by social media, by people at work, by people in our family, by this or that. And some of those pressures are actually good. They can pressure us into growth in ways that we wouldn't pressure ourselves. Animals can do that. They're so attuned. Dogs live in alpha, man. They're so attuned to things. Cats, God only knows they are. Sophia Montana got very upset with me a couple weeks ago because the neighbor cat, Goose, this big old gray guy, he's hysterical, came down and wanted a treat. And she said, he's not very psychic. I thought, what is he, this big fat boy? She didn't like him because he's not very attuned. He's not very psychic. That's her thing. So animals have their own thing too. They don't have souls, but they do have spirits. So play around with your world and play around with connections. And when you can find some of those little quiet moments that you can go into and just take a deep breath and have time spread out to the side, you might be surprised what comes in.